Hello everyone, it's Asate Games. Today I will be showing how you can implement HP bar to your default game. At the end, we will have two different HP bars. One will be a GUI element and the other will be an in-game component that follows the player. These are spikes and when we hit them, we will lose health. It will not go below 0. And this is the HP portion. When we get it, we will increase our health. For this, I have used the project from the Dash tutorial. It is on my itch.io page. I will also share this HP bar project on my itch.io too, so you can go and download it from there. You can find the link in the comment section. For this, I have added a bunch of new images. One is the outer part of the HP bar. This is the inner part, which we will control the size of. This is the portion and this is the spike. To be able to use this on the resources, I have right-clicked, added new atlas, and named it image atlas. On the atlas, right-click, add images, and select all the images you want to add. I have added these 4 images. Now, on the main collection, let's create the health potion and the spikes. Right-click, add game object, name it HP potion. On the game object, right-click, add component, select sprite, and on the sprite, I will be selecting the image atlas. Select the default animation to HP potion. With this, we will be able to see it. Then on the HP potion game object, right-click, add component, select collision object, and on the collision object, right-click, add shape, and select sphere. Set its size. On the collision object, set the type to trigger, so it will trigger the change HP function. It will be on the group of HP portion and it will see the player. Group is where we are and mask is other groups we can interact with. Now we can copy and paste the portion, name it spike, go to the collision object, set the group to spike. On the sprite, select the spike. With this, you can basically create the spike. After that, you can populate it by, again, copying and pasting. After this, we will create the HP bar on the player. On the player game object, we have 2 sprites. One is HP in, this one, and the other is HP out, the outer part. Right-click to the player, add component, select sprite, set the name, select the image atlas, select the HP bar out default animation. On the size mode, select manual and set the slices in a way that your image will look good. After that, set a size that fits. I used 64 to 16. You can just copy and paste this, set the name to HP in, set the HP in, so it will again work. But as you can see, we have HP under a game object. This is because we will need to move the HP in sprite, and when we use set position on the sprite component, it doesn't work, so we need to have it under a game object. This is how HP in looks. We also need a collision object on the player, so right-click, add component, select collision object. Right-click to the collision object, add a sphere shape, set its diameter as you like, and on the collision object, set the type to trigger. He will be in the group of player and we will see the spike and HP portion groups. Now we also need to have this GUI element. For this, you need to create a GUI. Right-click to the main folder, new GUI, name it GUI. First, on the textures folder, right click, add textures, and select image atlas. On the font, if you want to be able to print text on the screen, you need to add the default font, but we won't be using this in this tutorial. Then we simply need to add a new box. Select the texture of HP bar out, set the size mode to manual, set the size to 600 to 60. But as you can see, this is stretched out. We don't want that. So go to the size, set this to 3, 2, 3, 2. This works for me, but now the outer layer is too thin. We can't see it. What you can do is to first decrease this by 10 maybe and scale it by 10. So it will still have the same size, but the image will be visible. I have my HP out here. These are the values it has. I have set the size to 60 to 12 and scaled it by 5. Selected the HP bar out texture. Name is HP out. You can copy and paste this and change name to HP in. Select the HP bar in texture. Set the slices properly. Now when we change the size, we want its pivot point to be on the left. So instead of going towards the center, it will go towards the left. Find the pivot, select west. Move this by 150 to the left. The reason why we move this to 150 because we want to move this by the half of the bar size. Its size is 60, so half of it is 30, and if we scale it by 5, it will be 150 pixels. Now, if we change the size, as you can see, it works properly. To be able to control this GUI, we will need a GUI script. So on the scripts folder, right click, new GUI script, name it GUI. On the GUI, we don't have much. First, we get our HP node, which is this one, HP in. And we get our max HP. It will be the current size of the HP in because it's at the max. We get its X value. Now on the onMessage function, if we receive a change HP message, we will be updating the HP var. Message will have two values. One is HP, the other one is max HP. We will be sending it from the player script. Here, we send HP and max HP variables. We first get the percentage of the HP we have. We create a local variable named HP%. We divide the HP by max HP. Let's say you have 50 HP, but your HP is 100. This will be 0.5. And since 0.5 is less than 1, min function will return 0.5. So we know we only have the half of the max HP. Now we multiply this value by the max HP. This was the maximum size of the HP bar. Since we multiply this by 0.5, it will give us half of the HP bar size. So you will only see half full. For the Y value, we just get the Y value of the HP bar. We don't change it. And Z value is 0. Then we use GUI.setSize to set the size of the HP bar with the new HP size. With this, we are done with the GUI part. Now we need to make some changes to the player part and send the necessary message when player needs to change the HP. First, on the init, I have added 4 new variables. One is the HP, the other one is max HP. We will start at the full HP. Then we will also have max HP size and bar position. We use GameObject.get to get the correct size and position of the HP in sprite. And on the onMessage function, we check if we have received a trigger response message. This one is received when we collide with a trigger collision shape. On the main collection, spike and the HP portion has trigger type collisions. So when we collide them, they will trigger this message. And after that, we will check if the message group is spike. That means we need to change our HP and we decrease it by 15. If it is HP portion, we add 35 to our HP. We also check for message.enter. So when we collide with the object, this will only be triggered when we first collide with it. A spike will not be able to hurt you a few times, or a potion will not heal you a few times. We call the change HP function. On the function, we add the value to our HP, and we first make sure our HP is less than the max HP using math.min. This will return whatever value is smaller. So if you ever have HP value over max HP, let's say you picked up an HP potion at 100 HP, this will be 135. But with this, we will only return 100. And let's say you have 5 HP and you received 15 damage. That means your HP will be minus 10 here. With this, we are making sure it will be always 0 or above. After that, we send a message to the GUI. On the main collection, we right-click the game object, name it GUI, and on the GUI, right-click, add component file, select GUI, and we are basically sending the message to this game object. The message is change HP, and we send the HP and max HP. This part is the in-game HP bar. If you only need to have the GUI one, you can just delete this part or ignore it. Let's first calculate the HP percent we have. Again, we divide the HP to our max HP. Then we create a local variable named new HP size. For its x value, we use max HP size's x value. So this was how wide it was going to be. And we multiply it by percent. So if the HP percent is 0.5, we will only have half of the size. We don't change the y value and z is 0. Then we use GameObject.set to set the size of the sprite. Now let's first ignore these lines. If I go to the game and get damage, as you can see, the HP bar is approaching to the center instead of to the left. That's because we can't set a pivot point with the sprite. So we need to calculate the position and set it by ourselves. Now let me show you in action so it will be easier to understand. If I set the size to, let's say, 32, as you can see, we now have the half of the health. We need to move it to the left, so let's move it, and I think this looks correct. Let's check it. As you can see, it is negative 16. We decrease it by 32, and position we need to set is minus 16. That means we are going to use half of what we have decreased and set it as the position with a negative value. And this is basically what we do. We get the maximum and decrease our current size to see how much we have decreased it. Let's say this was 64, and when we set this to 32, the difference was 32. So we divide it by 2, get 16, and multiply it by minus 1 to get a negative value. And we will use this as the x value of our new position. We don't change the y position. and Z is set to 1. Then we use GameObject.setPosition and set the HP bars position, not the sprites, but the HP bars, and set it to new bar position. And that's it. That's how you can implement HP bar to your default game. If you have any question, you can ask on the comment section. You can find the project download links there too. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.